Yo, what's up? 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 It's me, Michael O'Keefe, aka the Movie Mystic. We're going to talk about Fantasia tonight. I'm very, very excited about this. If you are subscribed to this channel, you definitely know film festivals are my jam. Most of my content is past film festival times. Amongst other things, reviews from film festivals. No, other things too. Different topics all across the board. But, it's been a lot of fun doing these festivals over the years. So I first got accreditation to Fantasia in 2018, and I've been accredited 4 times every year since then. However, not each festival was. 2018 was the most. I feel like it was the most intense. It's not even the one I got the most done in. I don't know. But I was there for 5 days. I was in Montreal for 5 days. I was with my co-host. And, it was pretty slamming. And then the next year I went for 3 days. So a little bit quicker, but still really legit. And then the 2020 and 2021, of course, we had COVID, the COVIDian agenda. And we did not do anything in person. So fast forward to this year, to this current moment, or hit pause on this current moment, and I'm going back to Montreal to cover this sweet festival, and I'm going to break this down, all this stuff down, for you real soon. But I thought I would just give a little retrospective, give you a little bit of my history with the film festival. Ooh, it's such a good image, and I can't wait to talk about it. Ooh. But anyways, I will definitely be in person this year. I don't know if I would have accreditation because I don't have an outlet anymore. I'm just a guy chilling out on the internet. I've got this history of Fantasia. Not only have I been accredited through CKCU 4 times, but I reviewed their short film submissions last year. And that gave me a few passes, actually. I've got 3 passes to use, to give out. And I kind of want to give them out this year, all of them this year, because to friends of mine, so don't try to holler at me. Because I'm really trying to go for a press pass to build this YouTube channel with it. To basically record audio in person, either that or do Zoom video calls. That's kind of what I'm looking at. I actually just submitted the accreditation request this evening, so I'm very excited about that. Anyways, what they do with Fantasia is they don't just give you a schedule right away. They announce... So let's read this. So I'm going to read the whole thing, and I'm going to react to basically everything. So, Fantasia's 26th edition announces first wave of programming career achievement award for John Woo. And that's exciting. So, guys, please subscribe to this video, to this channel. Sorry, it would really help. Please like this video, this stream. Get the word out there. I would really appreciate it. I want to grow this channel. I want to monetize. I got good content here. If you're subscribed, you're in this little, you have this little gem of a channel, and let's make it bigger and better. Anyways, enough about me. So not enough about me. Let's also subscribe to. Follow me on Twitter on the movie_mystic, and then the movie mystic 2022 on Instagram. And you can even join the Facebook group, Mystic and Severe. Okay. So, Fantasia's 26th edition announces first wave of programming, a career achievement award for John Woo. So, I remember in 2018, I got to interview Cynthia Rothrock about, she was getting a career achievement award. And it was funny. She was invited there. She didn't even know she was getting this award. I was the one who broke the news to her in our interview. Or it could have been like, I'm pretty sure it was that award. It was some sort of lifetime achievement award. It could have been called something else, something about action movies or something, but whatever. And then I interviewed Ed Pressman, who got that in 2019 too. And I forgot who got it last year, or the year before, but whatever. So yeah, for the career achievement to go to John Woo is super cool, and I'm going to get more to that later. I'll talk about that more later. So, okay, world premieres of Rebecca McKendry's Glorious. So, I think I have Rebecca on Facebook. I might not. I might not anymore. She might have deleted me. I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to go on my phone, and I'm going to find out if she's still my Facebook friend. I'm definitely an admirer of her podcast. Oh, yeah, we're still friends. Hey, it's fantastic. Yeah, I'm certainly a fan of her podcast work. With the one that she does with... oh, Jesus. What's his name? No, I can't let this down. Rebecca. It's the guy I even stomped on his foot in L.A. Oh, Rick Kane. So I think there's this called All the Colors of the Dark, their podcast. I'm not sure if it's still there, but it's been going for a little bit. They unfortunately they had another podcast, and they had to unfortunately get rid of the co-host for some sketchy things. But I think she's fantastic. She's very intelligent. She's a professor at USC, University of Southern California, and she's worked at Fangoria, Blumhouse. She's good people, man. So the fact that they're getting a world premiere of her movie is great, and I've never actually seen any of her movies, to keep it real. And then Satoshi Miki, I don't know who that is. Andy Minton. Alright, so Satoshi Miki's got The Convenience Story, and I'm sure I'm going to read about all these movies, so I'm just going to tell you whether I even know these people. Andy Minton's The Harbinger, I don't know who that is. And then Mickey Reese's Country Gold, so I know Mickey. Mickey's a good guy. I mean, I interviewed him last year. His movie Agnes played Tribeca, and Fantasia Fest too, but I saw it through Tribeca a couple months earlier. Tribeca was like, I don't know, June or something. And then Fantasia was like August. So I saw it at the U.S. premiere. Virtually, that is. And then I saw his, what was it? The Hunter? What the hell was that movie name? Let's refer to IMDb. I'm obviously not going to go on my Facebook and look up Friends. That was just done on my phone. Okay, Climate of the Hunter. So this movie played at Fantasia Fest and is wicked. Yeah. So I'm a Mickey Reese fan for sure. And I'm really excited that his movie is premiering at Fantasia. Rodrigo Godino's The Breach. He sounds familiar, but I don't know. And then Karam Olish's Megalomaniac. Okay. They are amongst the first titles announced for the festival's 26th edition. And again, I don't know who Karam is. Okay, so I know two of those people. Okay, whatever. Alright, so the Fantasia International Film Festival will be roaring back into theaters to celebrate its 26th edition. Congratulations, guys. That's a long run. With a dynamic in-person program of screenings, workshops, and launch events running from July 14th through August 3rd, 2022. We're proud to present these films in the Mammoth Concordia Hall Cinema with additional screens at the Cinémathèque Québécoise, Cinéma du Musée, and the McCord Museum. Alright. The festival's full lineup will be announced in late June. In the meantime, Fantasia is excited to reveal a selected first wave of titles and a special career achievement for a hugely influential Hong Kong artist whose extraordinary work was foundational to the festival's formation. And that's a fantastic picture right there. They got Mr. John Woo. So, let's get into this. For its 26th edition, Fantasia is proud to honor the groundbreaking Hong Kong filmmaker John Woo with the Career Achievement Award. Okay. The man's getting a little bit older. I did see... the last movie of his I saw was in 2017. It was called Manhunt. It played at TIFF. And it was okay. It was alright. Red Cliff, I enjoy those movies. They're fun. Kind of forgettable, though. And then all the Hollywood stuff, of course. I remember seeing Mission Impossible 2 pretty vividly as a kid. I thought it was... Because I remember vividly seeing the first one as well. It's only the first two that I really kind of give a shit about. But it was exciting that they came back to it. That Tom Cruise came back to that role back then. That was a lot of fun. And I love Face Off. I just love that movie. I think it's fantastic. And in terms of the Hollywood stuff, I mean, Paycheck was a movie. I remember seeing it in Montreal July, the big screen, the one Ben Affleck. It was okay. But yeah, it's really the Hong Kong stuff that I'm really into, and it talks about this, so we'll get into it. All right, so with a singular directorial approach, he's very Jean-Pierre Melville, though. Wu reinvented the conventions of action cinema. Yes, that's correct. He reinvented the conventions of action cinema. He's like a cinephile type of director. Like he's very film literate, but it's true. He totally reinvented the conventions of action cinema. Okay, it's visual language and dramatic codes. Yes, nobody breaks down a sequence like Wu does. His staging is complex. True. His camera choreography is always elaborate. Most definitely. His mastery of physical performance is unrivaled. His brilliantly original editing patterns are instantly recognizable. There's also some doves. There's also some doves, some slow-mo, and it's true that sort of poetic rhythm to it. As are his slow motion sequences, deployed as much for pathos as to provide poignantly adrenalized flourishes. Jeez Louise. That was dense right there. At the heart of everything, Wu's films are deeply moral visions, built around themes of friendship and trust with the movie's sincerity. Following martial arts films such as Hands of Death, Last Hurrah for Chivalry, I really like Last Hurrah for Chivalry, and beloved comedies such as Money Crazy and Plain Jane to the Rescue. I'm sort of just curious to see Plain Jane to the Rescue. Wu made his name with the groundbreaking heroic bloodshed of films such as A Better Tomorrow, The Killer, Bullet in the Head, and Hard Boiled. Alright, so I would maybe get rid of Bullet in the Head and put in Hard Boiled. Better Tomorrow Part 2. Bullet in the Head's cool though, but still. Those are that's the 4 right there. And then Once a Thief, I think that's what's called. Whatever. That one's decent. Chow Yun-fat, Tony Leung, and others became international stars under his watchful eye, and by crafting an action cinema and a genre of his own, Wu continues to astonish audiences and filmmakers alike, inspiring legions across the world. He is a very good filmmaker. In the years following this era, Wu has worked alternately in both Hollywood and China on further blockbuster classics such as Hard Target. I feel like such a chump. I haven't seen Hard Target. I had a friend in high school who loved that movie. Loved Hard Target, but I never got around to it. Or maybe I did, but I completely forgot. I was smoking pot or something. Face Off, like I said, good stuff. Great stuff. Mission Impossible 2, lots of fun. And epics such as Red Cliff 1 and 2. Oh, lovely. And The Crossing 1 and 2. What the hell is that? I don't know what that is. He is currently hard at work on Silent Night, an upcoming return to American filmmaking, starring Joel Kinnaman and Kid Cudi. Exciting. Fantasia is proud to honor John Woo's legacy. Well, this is kind of fun. Because, yes, everything... He's had this illustrious career, but he's not dead yet. And this is a good jolt and way for us to remember him more widely, I guess. There's a lot of us who think about his movies all the time. But for people who are maybe less hardcore... this is a good way to jolt some memory back into them and, make him a little more relevant. So, he's at the Kid Cudi movie, so that's lovely. And I really like that they're honoring the guy. And then, the idea that I can see him, the idea that I can interview him, it makes me want to explode. But, the idea that I can just see him introduce a movie on stage or, because he'll definitely be at the screening. He'll get an award before or after the screening. But before the screening, he'll set it up and then you probably won't even watch the movie. But you'd get dweebs like me pestering him the entire time. But, just to see him introduce the movie and then arrive back to a standing ovation would be pretty freaking cool, man. Okay. Okay, so we talked about that. Satoshi Miki's unique creativity showcased at Fantasia 2022 with the world premiere of Convenience Story and the Canadian premiere of What to Do with the Dead Kaiju. Outstanding filmmaker Satoshi Miki, who did Adrift in Tokyo, brings his latest otherworldly adventure, Kato, played by Ryo Narita from Just Remembering fame, as a struggling screenwriter who, well, I can't relate to that. One day, when stepping out to buy dog food, stumbles into a mysterious convenience store where he discovers he can find anything his heart desires. Satoshi Miki's Convenience Story, which was pitched at the Frontiers co-production market. Oh, cool. Comes full circle with its world premiere and marks the Japan Times film critic Mark Schilling's debut as a screenwriter. Okay, so Frontiers is a cool thing that happens at Cannes. They develop some movies and stuff. And Mark Schilling, I feel like I've heard of that. I feel like he's, I don't know, did essays for Arrow Video for their Japanese movies or something. I don't know, man. Familiar name though. Mickey's gently eccentric sense of humor further illuminates the festival screens with the Canadian premiere of What to Do with the Dead Kaiju. That title rolls off my tongue. I was meant to say that title. A sci-fi comedy that brings the Japanese giant monster genre to human scale. When a humongous creature dies in a river, authorities choose to use the rotting carcass as a tourist attraction rather than clean up the potential ecological disaster. This political satire, in the spirit of Don't Look Up, takes a funny and pertinent look at our indifference towards environmental crisis. Oh, well, that could be fun. You know, I always I enjoyed the movie France a lot. I liked seeing the French take on media corruption. So I would enjoy, the Japanese perspective on apathy, I guess. Alright, so Ryan Quanten and J.K. Simmons get gruesomely glorious. So, okay, they star in veteran genre journalist, filmmaker, and podcaster Rebecca McKendry's wickedly fun and mind-bending mix of comedy, horror, sci-fi, and gloriously indescribable weirdness. After a breakup, Wes ends up at a remote rest stop and finds himself locked into the bathroom with a mysterious figure speaking from an adjacent stall. That's revolting. Soon, Wes realizes he has found himself in a nightmare scenario more terrible than he could ever imagine. You know, I don't really need anything more than that. I kind of know who's in it. I can imagine the vibe. The picture kind of lets us know this is going to be over the top. And it's going to be gross. But, she's really tasteful, too. I'm sold. Okay. The world premiere of Rodrigo Godino's The Breach inaugurates Fantasia's Septentron. Okay, whatever. Okay, Fantasia is proud to announce a new section in the festival's programming. That word right there, shadows. So, okay, so it's a new section. That's why I've never heard of it. That's why it was so uncomfortable for me to say. Okay, now I know. Now I feel a little bit better about myself. Okay, good stuff. Dedicated showcasing Canadian cinema that captures the weird, the dangerous, things full of wonder, and almost everything in between. Curated by programmer, critic, and podcaster Carolyn Morissette. This section will be launched this summer with the world premiere of Rodrigo Godino's The Breach. As the founder and president of Rue War magazine, oh damn, another person I think I've seen on Facebook. Okay, not gonna bring that up. On this stream, you're not gonna see pictures of that Facebook page. Don't worry about it. Rodrigo Godino has lived a life immersed in the horror genre. After many years of publishing, he began directing in 2006, and he made his debut feature, The Last Will and Testament of Rosalind Leigh, in 2012. Now, in Fantasia's 26th year, he's back with The Breach. This adaptation of the Canadian horror author Nick Cutter's novel, who co-wrote the screenplay with Ian Weir, cool, tells of a mysterious and gruesome death in the forest in northern Ontario and the chaos that follows. Ooh. I'm writing a screenplay, and I had kind of in a similar in an older draft that was kind of a thing in my movie, so I'm very intrigued. Just using northern Ontario as a hellscape. Starring Alan Hocko from Republic of Doyle and Emily Alatolo from Spare Parts fame. Audiences can expect tension, plenty of prosthetic gore, nice, and a score by Guns N' Roses guitar Grace. But who? Oh, it's Slash. And the film's executive producer, Slash. Should have just finished the sentence, I guess. Anyways, that's a world premiere, and that's thrilling. Alright. Okay. A new nightmare vision from Andy Mitton, The Harbinger. Monique, who was in House of Cards. Yeah, okay. Looks familiar. But I forget everything about House of Cards. Leaves her family quarantined to help a friend who's suffering from terrible nightmares, but she learns too late that the bad dreams are contagious, along with the demon behind them. Award-winning writer-director Andy Mitton, who did The Witch in the Window and We Go On, I haven't seen this, returns with his unique brand of empathetic supernatural horror. Oh, deeply sad, deeply scary, and all-out stunning, in its power to probe collective trauma. The Harbinger bursts with occult imagination, exploring the anxiety and disorientation of the last few years in ways that only Mitton could. A singular vision. Of course, it's not Fantasia without at least one Takashi Me movie. In 2018, I think he had 2. What does this guy eat? How can he make so many movies? Anyways, the dynamic duo of the great Takashi Me and the brilliant screenwriter who did Too Young to Die elevate the adventures of the ostentatious mole Rigi to unprecedented levels when the Machiavellian Yakuza clan he infiltrated tries to import pasta made entirely of speederanus. The Molson final masterfully recreates the extravagant universe of Noboru Takahashi's manga, with the dangerous kawaii puppets, dirty jokes, larger-than-life characters, and an unforgettable finale. The stellar cast is led by Thomas Ikuta, Grasshopper, who outdoes himself with an absolutely hilarious physical performance. Okay, lovely. Well, I'm always down to see more Miike, even if it sucks. He's just my guy. Mickey Reese. Okay, Mickey Reese strikes country gold. Now I'm excited to read this right in. George Jones, who's Ben Holland Minari. Oh, damn. Invites country music superstar Troy Brooks, played by Mickey Reese. That's funny. Out on the town in Nashville in 1994, the night before George is to be cryogenically frozen. What's hilarious and deeply affecting, Country Gold is the 29th feature of the Oklahoma indie maverick Mickey Reese. 29th? That's insane. Anyways, he did Climb with the Hunter and Agnes, reuniting the filmmaker with Hall, who's never been better. A heartfelt outsider rumination on legacy and what it means to reach the age where one has more to reflect on than to look forward to. What a bummer. Buzzkill, man. Sounds awesome, though. Super stoked. Okay. A radical take on the evils of patriarchy and its undying legacy in Karim Ahola's Megalomaniac prolific filmmaker career. Méliès d'Or winner for The Frozen Eye brings us his 4th feature and by far his most savage. His sharp examination of societal anguish bleeds into this genre-adoring film that no horror devotee would dare miss. Carried by the breathtaking performance of lead actor Alan Schumacher and her descent into insanity, Megalomaniac digs deep into the sordid true story of Belgian serial killer, the Butcher of Mons. Oh, jeez. Megalomaniac is a nightmare of mystical violence anchored in the reality of a female persecution and gendered abuse. Sounds insensitive. Sounds like something that would scare me. The female experience is so scary. Anyways. So, yeah, if you're enjoying this stream, please sub to the channel if you haven't already. Please like this video. Please share it even. Help this little funky groovy, hidden channel grow. So I can give you these lovely live streams as well as film industry interviews, reviews. I'm reviewing Miko Takashi movies coming up. I'm reviewing Paul Morrissey movies. I got lots of cool stuff coming up down the tubes, and interviews about Titan, interviews about Paul Morrissey, interviews with another cult legend, all coming up down the pipes. I don't want to say everything that's coming down the pipes. You gotta also stay tuned to my social media channels. You gotta follow me on Twitter, the Movie Mystic 2022 on Instagram, and Mystic and Severe, the Facebook group. Okay, now that that's out of the way. What the hell is this button? What a Japanese image. Okay. Capy brings Japanese comedy to a new level of pure apocalyptic fun. Nostradamus predicted the world would end in 1999, but he royally screwed up. In 2022, Capy and his fellow Doomsday Warriors, isolated and trained since their childhood, must learn to live a normal life with great supernatural powers. But no social skills whatsoever. In his future directorial debut, Takashi Me, producer of Kamikaze Girls, okay, creates a wonderfully whimsical coming-of-age comedy with the help of screenwriter Yuichi Tokunaga. Fly me to... Okay, so I saw that one. And a devilishly funny performance by actor Hideki Ito, Lesson of Evil and Tokyo Vice. Okay. So, you gotta remember, there's a lot of Asian movies at Fantasia Fest. I think it's like 50% are Asian. That's how they have it set up. And you have to like Asian movies to like this film festival. And thankfully I really do. I'm down, man. I'm down. Also, happening around the same time as the New York Asian Film Festival. I'm not sure if I'll be able to cover it too extensively this year. There might be some layover, but I don't think it'll be covered in it this year, unfortunately. I've had a lot of fun covered in them over the years. We'll see. But it looks like a no right now. Okay, so A Dutch Bog and Ancient Horror, Moloch. Okay. Moloch is a hotly anticipated feature debut from acclaimed Dutch filmmaker Nico van den Brink. This is his follow-up to his award-winning shorts, The Burden, currently being adapted into a feature film, co-produced by James Wan and Sam Raimi, and Sweet Tooth, both of which premiered at Fantasia. Drenched in creeping dread, Moloch tells the story of 38-year-old Diabetic, oh god, who was in Blade Runner 2049, who lives at the edge of a peat bog in the northern Netherlands as inexplicable horrors mount. She gradually becomes convinced that she is being hunted by something ancient. Okay. Look at this. I don't know about all this. Okay, anime reigns supreme. Yeah, I don't know about all this. Vying for anime supremacy is no small feat. The anime industry of Japan is enormous, with 200 new TV shows and 2 trillion yen in revenue each year. Soft-spoken yet strong-willed anime director Hitomi Saito has climbed the ranks and is now set to direct a series of her own. Meanwhile, the difficult but undeniably brilliant director Chihiro Oji is gunning for his big comeback, and there can only be one number one. Sounds like Branded to Kill. This heartfelt, hilarious, and thoroughly researched comedy drama shows the struggle of making it to the top without compromising on vision from director and CG animator Kohei Yoshino. Lovely. My goodness. Look at that image. That's worth the dwelling on it for a second, huh? I'm enjoying it. A charming, bloody blitzkrieg of Argentinian horror. Okay. Otherworldly demons and magical bloodlines threaten to reshape the world in legions. An ingenious Argentinian folk horror powder keg by Fabian Forte, who did Dead Man Tells His Own Tale, while evil forces descend in Argentina. Humanity's best hope, a once legendary shaman, is confined to an insane asylum, powerless to avert the demonic resurrection. This outlandishly fun horror comedy is reminiscent of early Alex de la Iglesia, steeped in cultural vibrancy, ritual magic, and a cavalcade of creatures. Canadian. Sounds cool. Sounds cool. There's good stuff in South America. Absolutely. Okay, so what is this? South Korea or something? Next door is a surprising single set story where dark humor and suspense coexist perfectly. Chan-woo was on his 5th attempt to get into the police academy when his friends make him a strange offer to pay the registration fee in exchange for just one drink at the bar. The next morning, he wakes up hungover to his loud neighbor's apartment with a corpse lying face down in a pool of blood. With a meticulous script that rewards an observant viewer and an inspired comedic performance by lead actor Oh Dong-min, writer-director Yum Ji-ho's impressive first feature, Next Door, delivers an engaging, claustrophobic black comedy reminiscent of Sabu's classic Monday, set in a single location. I interviewed director Sabu, actually, in 2019? Yeah, through the New York Asian Film Festival. So, one thing you gotta keep in mind is I'm reading about so many movies, and, like, if you look at the tab, like, I feel like I'm not even halfway there. I feel like I'm gonna be talking for, like, an hour. And it's a lot of fun to read all this with you. I wasn't fully aware of what I was getting into. But, you know, what the hell? I'm just going to power through this. I'm going to read everything. I don't care if this takes 2 hours. I'm doing it. I signed up for it. I'm going to follow through, and I'm going to deliver. You came to talk about Fantasia with me. That's what we're doing. And also keep in mind, this is a long-ass film festival. There are other genre film festivals out there, Beyond Fest, you know, Fantastic Fest, all these other things, and then of course, like, you know, Midnight Madness at TIFF or whatever. But this is 3 weeks of genre movies. Like, I don't know how many they play, like 10 a day for 3 weeks. I don't even know what the hell I'm saying. But they had to fill a lot of content, and yeah, it's great. It's great. It's fun to learn about all the genre movies. And what else is fun is you see these movies and you don't know always when they're going to come out. It could be a matter of years. I remember recently hearing that a movie I saw, Fantasia 2018, is going to get its Blu-ray release in Canada, or sorry, in North America, like this year. You know, facts, man. One of them for 2018 that I did an interview with for the movie Lose, a German horror movie that just came out on Blu-ray last year. But it's fine. Like, you know, let it take time. Just do it right. Give it a nice release. You know, come to the Mayfair. Something will come to the Mayfair Theater where I'm at in Ottawa, Ontario. But you know, sometimes you gotta wait a while for them to be available. Whether they're streaming on Netflix or whatever it is. Anyways. Now that's revolting. That's not a very nice image. Fantasia Underground announces Delirious first section of 2022. Okay, a micro-budget flick with a vastly creative design and twisted story. Alex Philippe's debut feature, All Jacked Up and Full of Worms, is a squirmy trip into the depths of art house horror cinema. A cavalcade, I feel like I said that word correctly earlier, of upcoming performers, a cavalcade of upcoming performers as flamboyant and daring as John Waters' Treatlanders. That's one thing to say. Bring a vibrating access to the wormhead characters, inspired by Cassavetes and Handelwater. Those are two very different filmmakers, I would say. Phillips delivers a wriggling, drug-induced creature feature nightmare. Train spotting meets brain damage with a dash of Videodrome. Okay, let's throw all the references. It sounds like one of my reviews. Underground filmmaking at its best for a ride to hell. Become one with the dirt. Realize your full potential. Nothing is real and everything is permitted. Well, thank you for that. Who's this fuck? An abrasive, homegrown, genre-adjacent film that mines West Island alienation for all it's worth. The Diabetic is the latest lo-fi fiction from Mitchell who did movies A and The Devil's Trap, about how dark and dirty a desperate diabetic's desolate night out can turn. Shot in 16mm, edited on VHS, only to be converted back to 16mm. Wow. She creates, or he creates, crafts a grimy underground film, the likes of which the West Island has never seen. Co-presented by Les Fantastiques Weekend du Cinéma Québec. Movies are the coolest, man. Movies are the coolest. To think, like, you would do something like that, shoot it on 16, edit on VHS, and then convert it back to 16 in 2022. Madness. I love it. Movies are the coolest. Alright, so the Camera Lucida section unveils 5 titles. Alright. Named one of the 25 new faces of independent film by Filmmaker Magazine, Tyler Taramina and Jonathan Davies, LA-based Omni Films collective, unveils 2 personal Fantasias. Oh, in the Camera Lucida section, dedicated to films at the intersection of genre and art house. Lovely. And I love that happens in Fantasia. And it is like a big tent event for genre films where, things are obviously meant to be there and things are, you can make sort of more of an argument for it, and it's more inclusive for people who may not be interested in a genre fest. You can take them to certain things. Okay, so Harper's Comet pulls us in with a muddy cob of corn, a sound recorder extended out a window, a stalled car, and rollerblades attached to Converses. Okay. As we peek into the late night routine of various mysterious characters, time and place creeps in, coalescing around familiar fragments of Americana. Tyler, follows 2018's askew coming of age film Ham on Ride with a foreboding midnight mosaic evoking nocturnal loneliness, drifting uncertainty, and a pang of hope in the darkness. Very, very, very cool. That looks like... Never mind. No. In Topology of Sirens, Kaz, played by Courtney Stevens. Who the hell is that? I feel like I know that person. An academic and mature musician moves into her aunt's old home. The discovery of a mysterious hurdy-gurdy prompts another find. Micro-cassette tapes nestled in the instrument, labeled with cryptic symbols and containing abstract soundscapes. Kaz's detective story begins against the backdrop of a lush California town populated by audiophiles, experimentalists, tinkerers, VJs, and collectors. Oh, cool, man. This fantastical, shimmering debut for Jonathan Davies operates like an airy, sun-kissed subversion of traditional LA noirs. Wow. I love it. Amanda Kramer invites us to a subversive primetime double feature spectacular subverting beatnik culture and variety shows in one swift cinematic motion. Okay. And Amanda Kramer's Please Baby Please, Newlywed Susie and Arthur, from the Queen's Gambit. Ooh. And Susie's was from Mandy. Oh my god. Are a picture-perfect beatnik couple. Proud Bohemians. They go through life and with the certainty of their convictions. Until they encounter the young gents, a leather-clad gang of greasers that terrorize their neighborhood with pocket knives and gender-bending ways. Okay. Soon our central couple begins questioning their sexuality and ultimately their relationship. I see. Co-starring Carl Glozman and Demi Moore. The Demi Moore? My goodness. That's a fun picture. Sissy St. Clair. Okay. Has one dream, making it big. And Give Me Pity, she hosts an extravagant variety show full of gossip, glamour, vanity, and a creeping sense of disillusionment. To top it all off, a hooded man lurks in the wigs, threatening to shut it all down. Amanda Kramer's delightful horror-tinged cringe comedy is a satirical send-up of American television, propelled by the spectacular performance at its center. Oh, damn. And just remembering, Toro, who was in Shoplifters, one of the great movies, a former dancer, is turning 34. His former partner makes a living as a cab driver in COVID-stricken Tokyo. Ooh, cool. When she catches... I want to see Tokyo COVID-stricken. When she catches a glimpse of her ex on stage, memories flood back in. Inspired by Jarmusch's classic Night on Earth, director Daigo Matsu unspools rom-com conventions and beautifully depicts the ways which we construct our relationships with processed memories. It's a perfect match for the upset and melancholy of the past few years on Earth. Okay. Beautiful. Stack faster and feel the love. In Fast and Feel Love, we meet Kale, a 30-year-old who has devoted his entire life to the competitive sport of cup stacking. But as adulthood looms, his girlfriend, Jay, dumps him and he finds himself at a crossroads. Following a heart attack, that Thai iconoclast Opal returns to the festival with his first action film, with quotes around it. Quirky and satirical, structured around nods to various blockbuster hits from Fast and the Furious to Parasite. Fast and Feel Love is a playful, surprising comedy about competitive adult and cute. Cutie pies. Oh. One of the goats. One of the coats. One of the craziest of all time. Docs from the Edge. Edge's first titles explore the surprising connections between David Lynch, The Wizard of Oz, and Pest Dispensers. I mean, those are all connections that sound sort of Lynchian to me. Because it's like weird as shit. Where do you start with that? Okay. Alexander O. Phillip dissects film history like no other documentarian before him. From Monument Valley's depiction in westerns in The Taking to Hitchcock's shower scene in 78-52. Okay, so I saw that through Phillip's lens. Every detail is explored and expanded upon for a meditation on cinema itself. In his latest work, Lynch Oz, featuring interviews with film fetishists, including such as John Waters, David Lowery, and Rodney Asher. Rodney Asher. Who the hell's Rodney Asher? Why does that name mean something to me? American film director. What did he do? Oh, yes! No, he didn't do this one. No. This is like... Now I'm getting really... I'm sidestepping for sure. Okay. Alright. So Rodney Asher did the Room 237 documentary and The Glitch of the Matrix, which was made into my top 5 films from last year. Anyways. That was just another piece of information that blew my mind. Anyways. So they lead us through a maze where the green Emerald City and blue velvet curtain intertwine. Okay. Over the rainbow and underneath the surface, the story of David Lynch and the Wizard of Oz. Okay, that's I don't know what to make of that, but I as long as it's cool, I don't care. I don't have to immediately agree with that. It can convince me. It can convince me. I'm open to hearing that case. And Brian Storkel's Fight Church. In Brian Storkel's Who Did Fight Church and Amy Bandelin's new film, The Pez Outlaw, the filmmaker explores the adventures of the international pet smuggler Steve Glue. The stranger than fiction, fiction tale of espionage and Wonka-esque whimsy follows the lovable underdog who managed to elude and royally annoy the powerful corporation for years and invites us into the heart of the Pez community, an eclectic band of passionate hobbyists that will feel all too familiar to most of us festival goers. Who knew true crime documentaries could be this sweet? So I'm really stoked for Fantasia right now. And I'm wondering what... Because I'll be there for 5 days. I'm not going to be there for 3 weeks. I'm going to do the thing, but I'm not going to be there forever. I'm just so curious as to what it's going to play. When I will be able to see it, that is. Anyways. Axis accent on animation from Asia. Fantasia's animation section looks east for anime and more. Okay, great. Korean animation in the spotlight. Okay. I don't know if I've ever seen a Korean animation. Already explored in literature, comics, and documentary film, the story of Chun Tae-il, whose ultimate sacrifice galvanized the labor rights movement in South Korea, is one that still reverberates half a century later. Director Han Jun-bo's historical biography, Chun Tae-il, a flame that lives on, honors its subject with emotionally charged storytelling and splendid visual craft, mixing tragedy and hope in this South Korean animated feature that will appeal to all age groups. Okay. I don't give a shit. Han's feature... That's mean. I just not really big into Japan animations or Asian animations. Han's feature is just part of a special Korean animation spotlight at Fantasia 2022. Lon overlooked as little more than a factory for Japanese and American cartoons, South Korea has steadily built a national animation community whose films are now among the world's best, both technically and artistically. Okay. Fantasia Spotlight showcases a slate of brand new shorts, as well as retrospectives of the children's program and a master class with Kim, director of the award-winning short, Okay. I'm not going to read these. Oh, no, I am. Because I just said Devilman Crybaby. Okay. Anime from fairy tale to rock opera. A dark and monstrous creature becomes the guardian of an innocent human child in the affecting gothic anime Fairy Tale, The Girl from the Other Side, co-directed by rising talents Yotaro Kubo and Satomi Maya. The pair world premiered their short film adaptation of Nagabi's cult manga at Fantasia 2019. With this feature, they bring the elegant, enigmatic tale of Shiva and Teacher of the Scream once again. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm more interested in this. Bristling with energy and inspiration, Inyo, the new feature film from Anime Radical. Masaki Yusa, who did Mind Game of Devilman Crybaby. So I love Devilman Crybaby. That's on Netflix. I think it's still on Netflix. I like the original Devilman, but I prefer Devilman Crybaby. Anyways, so it's an absolute tour de force. Ancient Japanese history is reimagined as a riotous rock opera. Okay, that's kind of cool. Rendered all the more feverish and fantastical by Yuso's storytelling panache and astonishing inventiveness, not to mention Tao Matsumoto's amazing character designs. Quebec, okay. Cool. A gem of Afro-Caribbean animation. A mystical kingdom is eternally blessed with life and abundance, but should the princess Opal joy be lost and sadness take hold of her heart, darkness and ruin will blight the realm. Opal, the second feature film from Martinique's Alain Bedard, is a sumptuous animated fairy tale filled with a rich Afro-Caribbean sensibility and profound psychological undercurrents, and has already scooped up awards at festivals around the world. Okay, cool. Looks like we're wrapping up. I never thought we would. I thought this was going to go on forever. It kind of felt that way, but it was amazing. It was so much fun. Additional first wave titles. Baby Assassins. That looks pretty funny. Two teenage assassins adjust to being roommates and search for menial part-time jobs while battling a psychopathic Yakuza boss and his bratty son and daughter. A double-barreled blast of action comedy that teams up stage musical star Akari Takashi and stuntwoman Ayora Izawa. Okay. Just want to dwell on how revolting that image is. Disgraced and demonetized after a public controversy, a washed-up internet personality tries to win back his followers by live-streaming himself, spending one night alone in an abandoned haunted house. Unfortunately, he accidentally pisses off a visual screen. Talk about Alex Jones. A wild slapstick cross between Evil Dead and the most ill-fated live stream imaginable. Okay, so it plays South by Southwest. Home of Alex Jones. Employee of the Month. From the absurd to the heartbreaking, Veronica Jaden covers it all in her darkly comedic and surprisingly bloody look at sexism and office culture. The cast pulls out all the stops with its number of insane and nail-biting moments. Official selection, Tribeca 2022. So I don't know if I'm going to do any Tribeca interviews, man. It was looking like I might be able to, but it looks like, I don't know, it might not happen this time. I got one South by Southwest interview, and I did not apply for accreditation for either festival, but I did some South by Southwest coverage. I'm doing some hot dog stuff. I actually got quoted in a commercial which is cool. So you go to Movie Missy 2022 to see that today. And my stories. Yeah, check out my stories. Okay, so incredible but true. From France, directed by Quentin Dupuis. Okay, Alain and Marie move to a quiet suburb. A mysterious tunnel in the cellar of their new home will turn their lives upside down. An inspired burst of lunacy from Quentin Dupuis. Deerskin, I heard of that movie. Starring Alain Chabat, Léa Drucker, Benoit Magimel, and Anne Demoustier. Official selection, Berlin International Film Festival 2022. Yeah, and I got one interview through the Berlin Alley this year, too. So that's fun. I don't know if I looked for accreditation. I think I did, but like them, Berlin and Cannes this year were like, yeah, you can't do virtual. You got to come to Europe. I wish I had a lot of money. Anyways, so subscribe to this YouTube channel, please. On the Line. Rarely has an action film managed to generate as much excitement and anxiety as this timely dive into a maze of voice-phishing scams. Excuse me. Where an ex-detective embarks on a dangerous mission to infiltrate and dismantle a huge cartel of invisible fraudsters. Who is this? Good grief. That's fantastic. Resurrection. Rebecca Hall, Tim Roth, and Grace Kaufman star in this fiercely absorbing work of psychological horror that explores the twisted emotions of unresolved trauma. You will be shocked. You will be devastated. You will be left frozen in an absolute daze. Official selection Sundays 2022. A festival I did apply for accreditation and did not get into. But that's okay. That's okay. It was my decision to leave CKCU. These things are going to happen. So, okay, Lena Dunham. This is a girl from Girls, right? And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Oh, it has to be. We got stars here. Lena Dunham's return to feature filmmaking is an honest, boundary-pushing comedy of sexual discovery that entertains and surprises with its unique tone. Vibrant with a pitch-perfect cast that includes Kristen Froseth, Taylor Page, Jennifer Jason Leigh, John Bernthal, Scott Speedman, and the writer-director herself. Official selection, Sundance. Okay, yeah, of course. Speak No Evil from Denmark. The Danish shocker that pulverized Sundance is coming to Canada. Ooh, cool. Equal parts smart, dark social satire, and a masterclass of dread building. The singularly squirming-inducing nightmare is going to stay with you for years. Official selection. I don't even know what the hell that is. Okay. We made it through. We did it. It almost took an hour, but that's okay. The 26th edition of the Fantasia International Film Festival will be presented by Videotron in collaboration with Desjardins. Oh, this is like the worst bank. Sorry, but no, I can't even say why I think that. I'll get in trouble. And will be made possible thanks to the financial assistance of Telefilm Canada, the government of Quebec, SODEC, whatever the hell that is, the Ministère des Affaires Municipales et de l'Habitat, Tourism Quebec, the City of Montreal, the Council des Arts of Montreal, and Tourism Montreal. A second wave of Fantasia 2022 titles will be announced in early June, with a full lineup to be revealed in late June. Ticket sales commencing shortly afterwards. Oh my god, guys, it's coming. I want to be there July 14th. Can't wait. Can't wait. So that's it. That does it for this stream. We talked about a lot of movies. I'm tempted to count, but that feels like a waste of time. Waste of your time. Maybe I'll do it later. What else am I doing tonight? This is all it. This is all it. It was a lot of fun to share with you, and you know, I haven't. I just did this with the article today. Just go oh. But I saved, you know, a dive into it until this, so I can share with you, give you my thoughts live. I love Fantasia, big fan. I'm going to be there 100% at the start of the festival. I'm going to kick the festival off. I'm going to be there for 5 days, and I might come back if I can for a day or two. I mean, I'll do as much as I possibly can. I could do a little day trip, you know. Let's just stick with this image. I could do a little day trip. I'm just an hour and a half away. I'm a big fan of what they do with Fantasia. This will be my 5th Fantasia. I can't. Well, that's incredible. Actually, this will be my 5th Fantasia, and finally it'll break. And I'll be 3 out of 5 in person. I'll 100% be there. I don't have accreditation yet. I just applied for it today. If you subscribe to this YouTube channel, you will see whether the interviews come. But to get that more live, live, it says please subscribe to my Twitter and Instagram. I'm the Movie Mystic on Twitter, movie underscore with the underscore on Twitter, and then Movie Mystic 2022 on the IG. The Facebook group's fun too. I got some buddies who would like to comment there. Mystic and Severe. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the stream. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I got nothing else to say. Be well.